From the mists of the mountains a deafening call bellows down over the plains. On a host of battle-worn ears it does fall, pushing out through the thunder and rain. These men of the north, they have suffered too long. The anger, it swells in their veins. Of the spirited roars of lost warriors, songs, distant echoes are all that remain. And my voice is my violence, clear the skies, frozen tears, and no more will be silent with this Sovngarde song in our ears. And we stand tall, sons of the snow, we will not fall under these blows, for our hearts they are hardy, our spirits are strong, and our voices are lifted into this Sovngarde song. Sovngarde song in our ears, and we stand tall, sons of the snow, we will not fall under these blows, for our hearts they are hardy, our spirits are strong, and our voices are lifted into this Sovngarde song. Sovngarde song. Sovngarde song. Perilous peaks on the rim of the sky, I move in the midst of the clouds drifting by. At the top of the world on a white doomful day, men of wisdom will show me the way. And we stand tall, sons of the snow, we will not fall under these blows, for our hearts they are hardy, our spirits are strong, and our voices are lifted into this Sovngarde song. Sovngarde song. Sovngarde song.
Hey there everyone, it's Val, and welcome back to Skyrim Zahjira's Travels. If you're not familiar with SRP series on my channel, course, my throat's deciding to act up because I started talking. There should be information in chat for you, and you can also go to my website at valsnoisytoys.tk.
Voice
And
recognition is awake.
thank you. That's lovely. Let's just turn that off for a minute. Oh, and I see something else is running that shouldn't be. Just tidy that up. Alrighty. So much stuff running. So much stuff. Alright, guys. Yes, valsnoisytoys.tk, and look at the SRP tab. All the information you need is there. Has a link to my latest Skyrim edition. What is SRP discourse? And Skyrim specific, of course, as well as the general roleplay guidelines, which will apply to any of my serious roleplay series. Of course, you're always welcome to ask questions in chat by putting OOC in front of your comment, and I will answer them when I go into a save screen. So, in general, if you see me actually playing the game, I will be in character as Zahjira, and I will be interpreting any comments made as Zahjira. I will mentally skip over ones that are obviously somebody who doesn't know yet the rules of chat and hasn't put OOC in front of their comment. But otherwise, do my best to interpret them that way. Now, I'm going to have a drink here, and I'm going to mute briefly while I clear my throat, etc., because it is bothering me. I thought it was good, but, you know, what can you do? Alright, let's give this a try. Okay, well, as we last left Zahjira and friends, they had just succeeded in killing, Alduin in Sovngarde. Oh, before I do that. Make sure that is happening. Oh, yes, and let's turn voice activation back on in case we need it. And it is right there. Back on, please. Right. Ooh, Khajiit actually is looking forward to poking around Sovngarde a little bit, since she knows she will not be back here again, if Sasun's comments are anything to go by. And unfortunately, the door does appear to be locked on Sovngarde itself, but we are going to check one more time. Fellas, you're welcome to come around with Khajiit while she's looking around. After all, you may not have this chance again either. The creature. She wonders if this was ever an actual creature, or whether Shore just made it specifically to make a bridge from. That would kind of not be a happy existence, to be created only to promptly be yacked to become a ornament. Well, a functional ornament. Whoa, 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 okay. No, because you can't go around there. And she really can't go back inside. No, she can't. It does not have... Yeah, yeah, she's not dead. Apparently her being allowed in was a one-time thing, and only because she was here to do what Alduin requires of her, what Alkosh requires of her. Alduin, of course, being the name that... Oh, you're coming back this way. the name that the Nords use, and she is starting to get used to calling Alkosh Akatosh. Okay. Okay, Khajiit is getting so confused. Did she say Alduin? Just a little bit of... Let's start again. She is here because Alkosh, the first cat, who is also known to the Nords as Akatosh, not Alduin, is here. All these A names is here on the behest of the first cat, right? Right. Alduin was here on behest of his own nefarious ass hattery, and he is no more? She's not sure? She knows she's asking lots of questions, but there is no remains here. Can she have those? She has a suspicion she shot many arrows into the countryside. She would kind of like to get a few back. But there's no bones here, and she did not get any kind of... Well, the absorbing things that feeling that she gets, the light show that happens when she kills, well, again, kill in quotation marks, an ordinary dragon, since from what she's been able to determine, a dragon is never actually dead as long as their bones are still around, because the bones can be reclothed in flesh if you have that ability, which obviously Khajiit does not have, but Alduin did. So the question is there anybody else that can do that aside from Alduin? Because it looks like Shore is not letting Khajiit go any further up this way. She's starting to think that the only thing here to look at is... Hi. Khajiit guesses you're just keeping an eye on her and her friends. We're just looking around, honest. We don't know if we'll ever be able to come back. Well, until we die, that is. In fact, we probably won't ever be able to come back until we die, from what he said, so, yeah. It's a little confusing, given that she's here now and not dead, and her friends are also not dead, for which she is very happy. Not from the trip, and not from Alduin. But with 7 people fighting Alduin, that Khajiit cannot imagine trying to do that by herself. It is definitely not something that could have been done without her friends. Here's the thing, that she went up the first time and it didn't lead to where she thought it would. Yeah, it just leads up onto this hill. Does this hill have some kind of special significance here? Aside from being a hill upon which to stand? Not really. As far as... Oh, wait. What's this? What's this? Oh! Look at this. It's non-functional. Or at least there's nothing Khajiit can learn from it. But is this the original wall from which all the other walls were made in the image of? That sentence was very poorly constructed. Khajiit wonders. Because if it was, either mystics saw this in their mind's eye and copied it in Skyrim, or there have been other people who have come here in the past alive and left alive to bring back this construct, this image, this thing to build upon which to put dragon words. Or was this something Alduin placed here? Was this how Alduin was ensnaring Sovngarde and turning it into his own personal vegetable garden, as it were, upon which to feast? Khajiit wished she'd noticed this when she... Well, with all the mist and everything, she was a bit distracted, she has to admit, but she wishes she'd noticed before. Was this covered in rocks before? Or did this happen after Alduin was defeated. She doesn't suppose Sun would tell her. Probably not. She'll ask. But chances are he will not know. Or sorry. No, he will know. He probably won't tell Khajiit. It's probably one of those things. Son, Khajiit had a question. That Nordic wall up there. Well, she'll call it a Nordic wall. It could be a Shore's wall. She doesn't know. Anyway, that wall up there, was it covered in stone? Did Alduin use it as a way to ensnare the souls here and feed on them? Is it anything that you can tell Khajiit about? She understands there's probably, well, there is almost certainly secrets here that she is not entitled to know, being still alive, but okay, he doesn't look very forthcoming, so Khajiit will have to talk to her friends and see if they noticed when we ran up here. Fellas, if you want to cast your mind back to when we came running up here, when Khajiit thought this was the way, do you remember if that was there and if there were stones in front of it? And did it look different? Don't have to tell Khajiit now, but, you know, sometime in the future, if you wouldn't mind casting your mind back and seeing if you remember. Khajiit would appreciate that. She is, of course, to herself, not to her, not out loud, she is speaking to her advisors and her guides. If any of you recall seeing that when Khajiit was running around through the mist, she would greatly appreciate knowing what you saw of that, if anything. She's going to call it a Shore's wall for lack of a better term. It might be an Alduin's wall, but she thinks that would be an interesting thing to know. Possibly a useless piece of information because it doesn't get her anywhere, but she loves to know things like that. There's nothing wrong with learning. Ooh, that one's way up there. Alright, Khajiit is just going to look a little bit further along here, but she is pretty convinced there's only flowers to, and, you know, mushrooms to pick here. Which don't appear, as she's picking them, they do not appear to be any different than the ones that Khajiit has picked before. So they aren't special god mushrooms. Nope, they just appear to be flowers, like any other flower. Okay. She has to admit that if, not that she's, you know, talked to Shore or anything, but if Shore had ever conceived or known that live people were coming here, if he had been inclined to make special flowers for the heroes' souls that live here now, he probably would have put in place some kind of magic so that the ordinary, or the still alive people couldn't pick anything interesting. That's what she would have done. Not that she's a god or anything. She certainly is not. Please do not think Khajiit is saying she's a god. She's not. But if she had the choice of building a place like this, she would, if she had the ability, give the people that live here access to things that people who do not live here would not. Given that, although she knows that these are dead people, these are the souls of dead people, and they're not really flesh and blood the way Khajiit and her friends are, they sure look like it. You know, they spill blood. The only thing she noticed is that they were battling it out there without you know, lots of blood flying everywhere, but nobody was losing limbs or anything, so their post-battle celebratory battle was quite bloody, but very short on actual damage. So, again, Khajiit would like to say, it is so amazing to meet all three of you in the flesh. She only saw you very recently through the time rift, but in some odd way she feels like she's known you for much longer than that. Does that make any sense to you? But she looks forward to hopefully one day, when she is a very old and grey Khajiit and it is time to leave the mortal plane, that she will be able to see you all again, as well as her dear friends here. Although, Erinder, Khajiit suspects she'll predecease you, so she'll have to wait a little while for you to show up and visit. But she has to admit, she wonders if... She wants those arrows. She wonders if people who come here, who are heroes and end up in Sovngarde, do their souls remain here forever? Or do they get reborn in time? Or is it by choice? Or is this sort of like a last destination? If you've done enough heroic things, you don't need to return again? Maybe you're given the choice. Maybe these are questions Khajiit will never know the answer to because she is not allowed to know them yet. Most likely. Soon, Khajiit and her friends are ready to go. She thanks you for the opportunity to look around Sovngarde, even if we can't go inside. No, okay. Even if we can't go inside and look around a little bit more. We were kind of rushed when we were in there before. But she will remember this site forever. And hopefully, what has been accomplished here today is the end of the problems with Alduin. Alkosh First Cat, please let it be so.
When you're ready to rejoin the living, just bid me so, and I will send you back.
Zahjira and her friends are ready to return to Tamriel. She bids you all farewell, well met, in warm sands under your feet.
Return now to Nirn, with this rich boon from shore, my lord.
Oh?
A shout to bring a hero from Sovngarde in your hour of need.
Oh! Thank you.
Vals!
Bye! Okay. Oh my. What? Oh crap. Oh crap. More dragons. Parthenax?
Sarot fur kanaran.
Hi? Hello? Oh crap. Oh, Parthenax! Parthenax! You're what? Oh.
Vakin los oktavakri.
Okay, they're talking about Khajiit. What? Parthenax? Well, they seem to know that Alduin is gone.
Is
this some kind of meeting? That Khajiit crashed? She doesn't see her friends. Okay. Khajiit's heart is slowly returning to normal. She understands nothing of what you're saying except for Dovahki, and she thinks you're talking about her, but she'll shut up now. Hi. Hello.
So, it is done. Alduin, Dilon. The eldest is no more. He who came before all others, and has always been.
He is no more? Khajiit has to admit that Parthenax does not sound very happy about it. But Khajiit thinks that Alduin brought this on himself with his actions. Yes?
Indeed, Alduin Wachlan Dani. His doom was written when he claimed for himself the lordship that properly belonged to Bormahu, our father Akatosh. But I cannot celebrate his fall. Zutiraz Ach Ochma. He was my brother once.
Khajiit
This
understands.
world will never be the same.
No. No, she supposes it won't. She understands your sorrow at what had to be done. Zahjira was just fulfilling her destiny, even though she didn't know she had one until recently. She was doing what Alkosh the First Cat wanted. She believes.
Indeed, you saw more clearly than I. Certainly
Oh?
more clearly than Alduin. Roch Funta Korav.
She doesn't
Perhaps
know,
now you have some insight into the forces that shape the Benesitid, the currents of time. Perhaps you begin to see the world as a Dova.
she
But
will
I
try.
forget myself. Crosis, Solos Midfadon. Melancholy is an easy trap for a Dova to fall into. You have won a mighty victory.
We have.
Shahroch Kondrach. One that will echo through all the ages of this world for those who have eyes to see. Savor your triumph, Dovahkiin. This is not the last of what you will write upon the currents of time.
Well, Khajiit is glad she's not dead, so she hopes that's not the
I
last.
feel younger than I have in many an age.
Okay, so you're feeling a bit better?
Many of the Dovahkiin are now scattered across Kizan. Without Alduin's lordship, they may yet bow to the Vasen, rightness of my Thum.
Hopefully they see the right path, yes.
But willing or no, they will hear it. Fare thee well, Dovahkiin.
Fare thee well, Parthenax, and good luck. I hope you can find lots of dragons willing to follow the right path. Bye! Bye! Oh, hi. Did you want to talk? No? No, you didn't want to talk to Khajiit? Hi? Huh? Who? Hi? Hello?
Kuza Gundana Wawulfgain. I wish the Old One luck in his quest,
Udaving.
but I doubt many will wish to exchange Alduin's lordship for the tyranny of Parthenax's way of the voice.
She couldn't
As for
say.
myself, you've proven your mastery twice over. Thuri Dovahkiin, I gladly acknowledge the power of your Thum.
Khajiit is honored.
Odaving, call me when you have need, and I will come if I can.
You will. Take care, Odaving. Khajiit hopes she doesn't need to call on you very often. She's sure you have other things you want to do. She's not going to shout that. There's no way he'd hear her over this storm. But where are the fellas? It kind of makes sense that they're not allowed up here. This is, well, a special place. Khajiit wonders, is this Gormlace sword that she dropped when she was killed so long ago? She would think it'd be rusty by now, but it has been a very long time. But it is cold up here, maybe that makes a difference. Odahviing is hanging around. She thinks that's Odahviing. She has to be honest. At this distance, all the dragons look pretty much the same, especially in a snowstorm. And speaking of a snowstorm, she had better go down. Is it still protected? Oh, crap. It's getting worse. Except the wind is dying down. Okay, maybe... Well, it's dying down a little bit. Khajiit is starting to get somewhat cold. Hello, goat. Khajiit is getting lost. Oh, here we go. She thinks this is the way... Okay, it's very difficult to see. She might have to stop and make... Oh, here it is. Make a fire, but... It looks like Parthenak's protections are gone. What does this mean for the Greybeards of Parthen... Well, no, Parthenax is just going off to try to recruit the other dragons, even though Odahviing regards it as a tyranny. But then if I'll leave... Oh, there it is, right there. And the snow has stopped. It's still here. Thum, gra, mal. Even if Odahviing regards it as a tyranny, that may be because that's all he's experienced under Alduin, so he assumes Parthenax's will be a tyranny. Time will tell, yes? Thum. Thum, gra, mal. Oh, come on. Thum, gra, mal. Khajiit would like to get down before she loses something important, like her tail. She's rather fond of her tail. She'd like to keep her fingers and toes, too, for that matter. Perhaps she's been... all the shouting from the fight's probably affecting her voice. That's why she's having to try several times. Thum, gra, mal. Goat, you might want to move. Okay, it's there. Thum, gra, mal. Looked like it was not in quite the right location, but it was just a visual... It was just her eyes. It was there. Thum, gra, mal. Ah, the bridge. Oh! Whoops. Thum, gra, mal. One more. She hopes it's one more. She can never remember. Mind you, she wonders if she'll be able to go up and see Parthenax there anymore. He must... Well, maybe he won't come back there. Maybe he'll set up an... Thum, gra, mal. That sound of the dragon in the air reminded her now more than ever when she when she finds a dragon, she can't assume that it's a bad dragon immediately. She'll have to see what it's doing. And she hears... That's she hopes that's Parthenax? Or possibly that's Odahviing. She's not... Is he following her? Maybe he's following her. That's gonna confuse her if he's following her. If that's Odoving. Alright, let's go warm up. And hope that the boys are here. They must be, right? Ah, there you are, fellas. You had Khajiit worried. She was wondering. So, when Soon sent us back, you arrived outside High Hrothgar. You were worried because Khajiit wasn't with you. Well, she was sent back to have a chat with Parthenax. And she spoke with Odoving as well, and there was a lot of dragons up there. Parthenax has flown off to look for more dragons that can be convinced to not be asshats anymore. And, well, you can hear the rest once Khajiit finds Master Ongir. Although she suspects he might already know. She's not sure what happened here after she left. It seems a little quiet. It's not nighttime. Where is everybody? Now Khajiit's a little concerned. She's gonna find the first. She's not gonna... running around in here is gonna warm her up slowly. Are they outside? Oh, there they are. Khajiit was worried. In that case, Khajiit is going to warm her tail before she goes and talks to the Greybeards. Oh, that pot's probably gonna fall off. Can she stand here and get warm? Yes. Yes, she can. Ah, her tail. Her tail is not so cold. So Parthenax said Alduin is no more. He really is gone? The world's not going to end. Woohoo! Ha! It's awesome! Oh, Khajiit is so happy. She didn't really want to let herself believe it until now, but Parthenax said he was gone. She and her friends did something she didn't think was possible. They saved the world. Khajiit's still not quite sure she believes it. It's not something that happens every day now, is it? But Lucy and Sophia, they're gonna grow into women. And she knows she said this before in Sovngarde, but she's gonna see them grow up. It's gonna be wonderful. Okay, she needs to compose herself. She's getting a little teary thinking about the fact that they're gonna be safe. Well, at least from Alduin. There's lots of dangers in the world, but this particular one has been solved. Alright. Fellas, Khajiit is gonna go talk to the Greybeards. You're more than welcome to come with her. Because you surely you'll want to hear some of the details too. And Khajiit will have to write her cousin. Ah, but perhaps she should wait till she gets a letter back from him and then write a big one. It should be coming soon, shouldn't it? She's lost track of days. Master Ongir.
I can see it in your eyes. You've seen the land of the gods and returned.
Yes.
Does this mean it is done?
Yes.
Is Alduin truly defeated?
Yes, he is. He is as dead as Zahjira could make him. Perhaps a little more. Parthenax seems to think he's gone.
Then it is done at last. Perhaps it was all worth it in the end.
She hopes
You've shown
so.
yourself mighty, both in voice and deed.
Oh,
In order to defeat Alduin, you have gained mastery of dreadful weapons.
yes.
Now it is up to you to decide what to do with your power and skill. Will you be a hero whose name is remembered in song throughout the ages? Or will your name be a curse to future generations? Or will you merely fade from history, unremembered? Let the way of the voice be your guide,
Yes.
and the path of wisdom will be clear to you. Breath and focus, Dragonborn.
Yes, Master Arngir.
Your future lies before you.
Karjo, really? You had to walk between us at that precise instant. Master Arngir?
We are all in your debt, Dragonborn.
Khajiit would like to thank you, Master Arngir. She knows she's asked you to do some things that you didn't want to do, that you thought was inappropriate for the Greybeards, the council here, the peacekeeping council for one. Thank you for all the help. It's because of you, because of her friends. Khajiit could not have succeeded without all of you. So when you talk about her possibly being remembered in songs and whatnot, Khajiit doesn't really care if she's remembered. She would like her friends to be remembered. Because Khajiit, well, at heart, she's still that ordinary Khajiit who washed ashore on Skyrim not so long ago. And she would like to think that she will never become so arrogant as to expect songs to be sung about her. Because she doesn't. But her friends, yes, she'd like to have songs sung about them. But Khajiit is wondering. Parthenax said Alduin is gone. He did vanish. He burned up. There was no bones left behind. Does any of your knowledge tell you if Alduin is really dead? Zahjira did not absorb his soul when he died. There was no bones. There was nothing.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Dragons are not like normal mortal creatures.
No.
And Alduin is unique, even among dragonkind.
Yes.
He may be permitted to return at the end of time to fulfill his destiny as the World Eater.
As long...
But that is for the gods to decide. You have done your part.
Indeed. Well, as long as the end of time comes when it's supposed to and is not caused by Alduin. That's what he was trying to do, and that's what Khajiit and her friends had to stop. Khajiit thinks she talked to you about this before, but the Blades... Yes, Khajiit did talk to you about the Blades. She is going to go and visit them and see if she can have a chat with them about Parthenax. And the fact that there are other dragons that don't need to be killed. At least, given the chance to go on a better path, like Parthenax has done. If they fall off it, well, that's another matter, but...
Breath and focus.
Yes, Khajiit will breathe and focus. Well, fellas, it seems sort of anticlimactic to just kind of run down the hill after all this, to be honest. But what else can you do? Life goes on, right? Indeed, it does go on. Khajiit thinks she would like to go and visit the girls and visit home and have some nice time at home. she's going to be looking at the world with new eyes, knowing that it's not under threat from Alduin. Not anymore. It still has threats, of course, but not Alduin. Oh, and that reminds Khajiit, before we leave, Khajiit actually, she supposes she doesn't really need to tell Master Arngir everything. He doesn't really need to know every little detail. It's not that she's keeping secrets, because, you know, obviously the boys know. She already told them that Odahviing is, actually, no, she didn't tell them, did she? They'll find out soon enough. Oh, Khajiit hears a new voice. A new advisor. She gets the sense that your name is Curran. And Quadojo is one of your favorite of her followers? Yes. She has a soft spot in her heart for each one of her dear friends. Each for different reasons. But Quadojo was the one who first joined her on her journeys, and she will admit she has a bit more of a special soft spot for him. Because he's a very wise Khajiit. But what she wanted to do was to cast her mind back to the shouts. This one. This is the one that Desun taught her just before he sent her back from Sovngarde. So she was wrong. She is going to be able to occasionally meet a hero from Sovngarde again. She wonders if it will be one of the three that she is happy to call companion in the battle with Alduin, or whether it will be other ones. Only time will tell, she supposes. And of course, Call Dragon. She learned how to call Odahviing, and he has agreed to come with her now, if she calls him. So, fellas, what she was going to say, and Master Arngir, if you are listening, she's not going to interrupt you, but if you hear this, that's fine. Odahviing, after the meeting of the dragons talking with Paarthurnax, after she was sent back from Sovngarde, he agreed that she could call upon him now. Remember how she said that she wanted him to agree to come when she called, and he said no, he wouldn't until she proved herself? Well, defeating Alduin apparently did that, so he'll come when she calls. She doesn't know if she'll ever call, but if she does, he said he'd come. And she kept seeing what she thought was him flying overhead, so it might actually be stalking us. We're not sure. We'll find out, I guess. Alright. Time to get on the road. And where's Quadojo? Is he visiting the gentleman's room again? Alright. Is he here? Ah, there's Quadojo. Excellent. Ah, Curran. Yes, Khajiit is quite well aware that the blades are stubborn. She's already had a brief chat with them on the subject, but she does have to visit them once more and press the point now that the main issue, the end of the world, has been sorted. Alright, fellas. Let's head down to Whiterun and visit the girls. And let's jog down the mountain. I'm going to pause once this loads here. I want to just say something there, Curran. Because, of course, we don't know exactly when it's going to load because it seems to take varying amounts of time. I would advise that you, if you haven't done it yet, to please go to my Vals NoisyToys.tk website and read my general roleplay guidelines. And it's on the SRP tab, and there's a link there, like I have it in text, and then more Skyrim specific ones I have listed there for future reference. It basically explains how I run my roleplay chats, because you guys are part of the roleplay as well. You are in character, and that's why she referred to you as, Curran, because you haven't told her that that's not your character's name. Some people change their names, some people don't. It's awesome to see you, by the way. Zahjira obviously couldn't say that because she's never met you before, but it is awesome to see you in chat. Alright, so let's get back into Skyrim for the next few minutes, and then we will be doing a break, and I'll explain what I mean by that once we get to that point. She wishes it was a nice sunny blue sky out, but at least it's not raining. Could be worse.
Oh yeah? Well, I've seen mud crabs that are smarter than you.
Girls?
Horker face.
Hey.
Beaver brain.
What? Stop.
Wolf breath.
That's enough.
I'm gonna get you for that.
Children.
You can't catch me.
Hi. Khajiit is alive. Well, apparently her being dead or alive was not a concern to them, which means that nobody told them what she was doing, which actually she's happy about. She would not have liked to have thought them sitting here worrying. But Lydia, Khajiit returns, and Alduin is no more. At least as best we can tell with our limited perspective.
What an amazing city. I've actually never managed to
So,
visit Whiterun, but I always wanted to.
Khajiit wants to thank you for taking such good care of the girls, and as always,
I am your sword and your shield.
Khajiit appreciates that, and she appreciates that you are using that sword and shield in defense of her daughters. And if you need any more money, just let Khajiit know. You haven't told her, but as always, if you're running short, let her know. She will give you some more cash. Actually, here, let her give you some anyway. Lydia.
Honored to see you again, my Thane.
Well,
until next time.
Actually, she will leave it in your bedside table. How's that? Let's see. There, that seems like a good amount. Khajiit shouldn't be away for too long, but that will give you some more housekeeping money, yes? And by the way, while Khajiit is away, if either of them, express an interest in learning either swords or perhaps learning magic, do let Khajiit know. She looks forward to the time when she's able to spend more time here and learn those things herself, but... Oh, she hears one. Anyway, good job, Lydia. She'll see you in a little while. Where is that child? Okay, is Khajiit hearing things? She could have sworn she heard somebody humming. And it wasn't you, Quadojo, unless you had an accident she didn't know about. Okay, she has no idea. Her children are obviously practicing the art of stealth. Or Khajiit could be blind. There could be that too. Sophia!
Wraith is a big meanie. She keeps telling Lars and me what to do. I don't want to play with her anymore.
Well, Khajiit would say don't play with her, or tell her she's being mean and tell her to quit it. But you guys have been so good about doing your chores, maybe you should
But
go
I don't
play
want
outside.
to.
Well, you don't have to. She's not forcing you out the door with a boot to your backside.
Thanks, Ma.
No problem. If you want to do chores, that's perfectly fine with Khajiit. Lucia, it is so nice to see you both.
Mama!
How are you doing? Did you want to go outside and play? You've been so good about doing your chores.
Yes, Ma.
Well, you don't have to go. Jeez, you think kids. Khajiit has to admit, even though she was a kid not so long ago herself, she doesn't get them anymore. Why is it a chore to go outside and play? She does not understand. Anyway, let's take a break, shall we? Warm ourselves by the fire, have a bite to eat, and in general, do something which Khajiit hasn't done for a very long time called relax. Oh, it's so nice to sit down. Ah, and Curran, Khajiit has been hearing your voice. She's sorry she wasn't responding. Yes, Lydia is a very good babysitter. And you said something earlier about the Greybeards having a restroom. Well, what did you think all those little pots around by the beds were for? You don't see them chewing any tobacco now, do you? Well, at least she hasn't seen any, but that's not what's in those pots. She assures you. She's just going to sit here for a minute and just relax. Maybe do a faceplant on the table. She's not sure yet. All right. For those of you who are new in chat and aren't used to the procedure, I break my episodes into 1 hour stream or 1 hour episodes for YouTube by stopping the stream after 1 hour and starting it up again. So if you are watching on YouTube, please look at the upcoming live stream section for the next live stream, which should be number 3.048 if I got that correct. So just hop on over there, and if you're watching on Twitch or Beat Mixer, the stream will end briefly for about 5 minutes, and then I'll be back with the next episode of Skyrim Zahjira's Travels. Hope you've been enjoying the stream, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye!
Yeah, she like to sneak. Get dark as cold.